Everyone, welcome to yet another tutorial. Today we are going to look at how to create a character walk cycle in Maya. So in the previous classes we looked at how to model, texture map, rig and skin this character, and in this class we are going to look at how to create the animation. I'll put the links in the description if you want to learn how to model and rig and texture map this character. Alright. So having said that, let's get started. When you want to create animation, it is good to have a reference, and I found this reference online on YouTube. I downloaded the video, and then there were many other things, so I cropped it out. And then the other thing you need to do is use a video editing software, either Blender or After Effects, and you need to create TIFF files. Okay, so you can see that I need to get rid of these. Alright, so I created TIFF files. There are 48 frames of animation. Maya understands TIFF files if you want to bring in an animation reference. Alright, so this is the character that we have rigged. There are a couple of changes. I had parented these to the main controller. It's not even renamed. It should be called control main. Okay. So I parented it to the foot because it was very annoying when you move this, the knee controls would move, and that was creating problems. Also, this was small, and I made the control for the foot big. Okay, so if you are following my tutorial, you will understand what I'm talking about. Now, what we will do is we'll bring in the reference. So I will create a plane and then assign a new material to it, maybe a Lambert, and then we will click on file and we will select the folder where we saved the character, the TIFF files, then we'll open it, and then we'll say use image sequence, and then you can see that there's animation, and then this is 48 frames long, so we'll only have 48 frames, so you can see that animation playing. Now we need it in the side view, so I'm going to rotate it like this at 90 degrees, minus 90, and then rotate this 90. Alright, and then move it up and move it in the back. Alright, so we don't want this to be selected, so I can again go and move it here, so I cannot select it, only the controls can select it. Okay, so now we can see that we have a character, and what we are going to do is create a pose to pose animation. So we're going to create keyframes. So there'll be a keyframe at 1, and the character just starts moving at say 7, and then there is at 12, and the leg goes up at 15, and then it stays there until 21. So what we will do is we will select all the keyable controls. So we're not going to key this one, but we have to key this. Shift will key these two. We'll be keying these two, and then we will be keying this one and this one. Okay, so all these will have a keyframe. So I'll hit the S key on frame number 1. Okay, and then things change at 8, so I will create a key at so this is a sliding key at 7S, and This will be at 11. I'll keep it at 14. What I'm trying to do is have more keyframes between each of these, and there's slight hold there. So at 20, 26, the slide is at 30. This is the slide for 7 frames, so 26 plus 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, S. I want more frames when the leg is here. S, S, and S. Okay, so these are our keyframes. What I want to do now is, after creating the keyframe, I'm going to turn the auto key on here. So whatever changes we make, that keyframe will be recorded. The other thing I want to go to is go to Window, Animation Editor, Graph Editor, and you can see that we have created all these keyframes. So we'll select these, and we're going to use this option. So all the keys, only keyframes will be there. We will not have any in-betweens. Okay, so let's see how this works. So this character is sliding back and then raising the leg up. So we want to work on frame number 11 first. So the character, this leg, the character is up. Okay, maybe a slightly in the front. This leg is moved in the front, moved it up, and then rotated up. Then we can have like a fixed rotation there, maybe -10. So we can repeat the same on the other leg. Okay, so you can try to see what kind of bend is there. His body is bending, so we can create that bend in the body. So again, this will be 10, and whatever changes you make is getting recorded, and there's no animation in the middle. Okay, so this is our frame number 11. We got that done. Then we'll do 7, and at 7 the leg, this leg stays in the same place, but this leg is going back. Okay, and the character comes way down. Okay, now this one moved in the front, so we'll bring it back. Alright, so the leg here is straight, so we need to move this back. Alright, and the character has to bend in the front, so I'll say 20 degrees, maybe 25, and then this leg goes back, and then we need to select this and rotate this, we'll say 70 degrees, and move this to get a straight line here. Okay, so we got this, and then the character will move the front. So basically this is what we are going to do, create all these keys, and then what we will do is all these controls, I will select this and this and this and this, select this and this. Okay, and then say copy, and we'll go and say paste on frame number 1, and the only thing we are going to do is, what's my move control? Shift, shift, and move it in the front. Okay, so there's a slide, then he goes up. So at 15, the leg goes up, and then this goes up. So this is going to go up. So maybe again 70. The body goes up and straight. So we need that center of mass on the leg here, so it doesn't fall down. Then the leg will be. We should never have like a pop like this. So there should always be a slight bend. And this leg will be going up. Then we'll have a rotation, and then this is going to bend back, say minus 50 degrees. So here the character is straight, but our character has a big belly, so we cannot create that straight leg. And I think this will be minus 135. Okay, so I need to speed my work. So this looks good, so I'm going to stay there. Okay, and then we have a hold, so we will again select this, this, and this, and then say copy, and go here, paste, paste. Then copy this, copy, paste. So we'll save our file, and the computer can crash, and then you don't lose your work. So the next frame is when the character comes down. Okay, so this leg will be in the front, the body will be in the front. So we need to see how front we took this. It's around 1.1. So here also it has to move around 1.1. This will move up, this body will move down. This needs to move up. Okay, 25. 70. then we have a slide again. So we will select this, and then say copy, paste, and we have a slide. And then this goes to, I will try to make this. All right. And then this, there is some, okay, this thing needs to come in the front. Now the next leg will do the same thing. We'll move this up, move this in the front, up. We rotated this -10. This is rotated 10. Okay. Then the leg will go up. So we have to rotate this 70 degrees. We have to move this in the front and up. Slide bend. I'm looking at this leg here. This leg is going to go up and rotate up, and this is going to be -135. So you need to remember these numbers. This rotates -50. Then this has to be as straight as possible. Okay, and I missed one key, which is at 44. So again, let's better select everything and hit the S key. So we will hit the S key here, S key, S, 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 and create a key so we don't miss any. And whatever is here will be pasted in the last. Why is this rotation not there? 70. Select all, copy, paste. So we got this animation. All right. So now that we have blocked everything in, we have to select everything, go to graph editor, and we'll select all of these and create the curves. Okay, and then now you'll see in between, and then you get a complete animation. So if you play this, okay, So that's a crucial step here. One thing is that you have to make sure that all the controls have all the keys at all the keyframes, and then you create these keys. If you don't do this by default, you generally it will go overshoot and animation, and then you will have a lot of fixing to do. So this way, uh, there is less of a fixing to do. Now, what we need to do is we have to make sure that there is no extra stretching or anything. So you can see that here there's a little bit of stretching happening in the foot. Uh, so we can maybe control this because this went up too much. So in graph editor, and the value here is this one, which is translate y. So look at translate y, and then you can try to will break this tangent. So if you see that I'm moving this, the other one is moving also. So we'll try to break that tangent, and then here also we'll try to break it. Then we'll see here, if I move this, there's a slight bend in the foot. So we can try to fix this so there is never a bend. Okay. So you will have to work in the graph editor. So again, anything vertical is fast and anything horizontal is slow. So there is always keys which makes things go fast and slow. Okay, now you can add an in-between key here if you like. I think it looks okay. Maybe there is a slight bend here. Okay, and then we need to create better bend here in the leg. So this leg will start making stretching, and then we can go to animation and go to visualize and create editable motion trail. So we can see that here again it has to be even here. I would like to create a straight like that. So we can bring that out. Try to create a nice curve. So that's another principle of animation. Things move in curves, so we need to create nice curves. Same with this leg. Our passing key here at 35. Again, we can rotate this slightly down. Visualize editable motion trail and create those nice curves, stays there, and when it comes down, you can okay, so try to get nice curves. What will happen is now that we have gotten our basic animation done, we can add some rotation to the hip. So when this leg is in the front, this will rotate on that side. Okay, and that rotation is alright. There are two numbers. So I don't want to copy paste. I can simply manually add that. When this goes in the air, this will look on this side, then stays there. We need to then compensate for that. So it will be needed to be fixed in the in-betweens also when we created that. But every time there will be a bend. Okay. And that's about it. And then you can do some basic lighting and plane and animation. So I've already spent a lot of time on this, so I'm not going to complete the rest, but you can follow my other tutorials on how to create a basic plane and add lighting. Or for that matter, let us quickly do it. Delete this, create a plane, scale it, add new material, Lambert, channel box, move this down, make this 5, make this control vertex. We'll go to window outliner and then we will get rid of these motion trails. They're not necessary. Okay. Vertex. Select this. Move up. Select this. Move up and back. Select this. Move back. You can select this and move back. Object mode can be scaled like this. Modeling. Mesh. Smooth. Iterations too. Alright, so this is our basic object. I'll make it longer. Mesh, smooth, to edit, delete by type history, move it back. Attribute editor, Lambert, we'll make it white color. Alright, then we will add create, camera, channel box 90 degrees, panels, perspective, camera, move it out, move it up, view, camera settings, resolution gate, render settings, EXR, alien walk, so some name, alien walk EXR. We need EXR because we need to add denoiser. Okay, so we'll add a beauty denoiser. And name number extension, because there are less than 100 frames, frame padding is 2 and frame is 48. I'll create a square render of 720 by 720. You can do whatever you want. That's basic setting. So we have our animation, then we need to move the camera up, move it back. So it's getting cropped a little bit. Okay, that's better. So our camera is set, our background is set. Go to Arnold, lights, sky dome light. Okay, attribute editor, go to files and select an HDRI image. HDRI heaven is a good place for an HDRI image. Find an type of light you want for your scene. I will go for this one. Let's see how it looks. Render Arnold, play, and this is your render, and you can make certain changes to the intensity and exposure. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is select all these three. The light not selected. Edit, group it, and then we can rotate the group. And then position the camera so the character can be seen from a different angle. Okay, if you want to simply rotate this to change the way the light falls, you can do that too. Okay, and that looks good. So that's about it. You go to rendering and go to render and render sequence, and you'll have the images of your sequence. Stop this, and one more time. Oh, this image is not, background is not big enough, so make it big. That's what we get. All right, thank you very much for watching.